The bunny's trying to be extra loud right now, y'all. So, we're going live. I'm going to be open for some readings for those who would like some readings. I know I've been coming on extra early lately, so we'll see if anybody's up early or late, depending on where you are in the world. Let's see. Okay. So we have like a stellium in Capricorn. We have Capricorn ascendant, Sun, Juno, our east point, which is like a secondary ascendant, Venus conjunct the Moon, Pluto, all in Capricorn. Now Mercury has left Capricorn and is now in Aquarius, but it's moving into conjunction with Jupiter or Saturn, um, which is the ruler of Capricorn. So Capricorn, stand up, okay? Y'all taking over everything. So we have the new year, which happens in Capricorn season. We have all the winter holidays that everyone loves actually happens in Capricorn season, from winter solstice on. And then we had a new moon right after the New Year's, and then the moon went in conjunct Venus. So y'all, there's a lot of delicious energy around. Mercury has moved into Aquarius. It will be retrograde here in less than 2 weeks, so take care of everything you need to before then, paperwork wise, big financial payments, things of that nature. But remember, Mercury retrograde, Mercury's about to go retrograde, so maybe just don't, maybe just don't respond to those texts for those so and so's. Okay, they said knock knock. Can I come on your porch? No. Jupiter's in Pisces, y'all. And we have Mars and Sagittarius conjunct the part of fortune right now in the house of Pisces. So we have a lot of Jupiter energies going on as well. Neptune in Pisces, okay? Uranus over here in Taurus. So Uranus kind of trining into all this earth energy. Is earth signs take over basically, besides some children of Jupiter energy in the sky right now. And a little Chiron in Aries. So that's what we have going on. We're going to go ahead and do some general reads, and then we will see, what everybody's up to if we get into anything else. So, actually, let's do peach moonstone. Let's do orange calcite. And, okay, we'll go ahead and keep the peridot. So, peridot, orange calcite, or peach moonstone. Go ahead and pick your crystal. Excuse me, your crystal. Mm-hmm. Feeling a little Lenormand. Let's get some new moon afterglow messages here. Okay, there is another video uploaded as well. Pick a card. I recorded it live and uploaded it. Go ahead and check that out. All right, if you chose, let's see, peridot. Let's see what we got here. We have the scythe. We have the tower. We have the clover. So, of course, as always, calling in our good spirit crew. I don't always vocalize it, but I do it in a good way without honesty, accuracy, and clarity, okay? For our reads here. The two cards, every oracle I use or whatever, the two cards keep coming out is 2 year. All right, and this does have a 6 on it. It's a 6 year, 2022, which is 6, okay? So we got 10 and 19 here too for if anyone else has numbers that are significant. There's another 6 right here, 6 of spades, 6 of diamonds. What do we got going on? I'm feeling some immediate protection coming through. Okay, if there have been something that you needed to take care of in an official sense for some reason, like you needed, let's say, getting your ID would protect you, or getting some kind of signature you needed on some payment, um, or a contract or something would help you and protect you. There's some kind of immediacy of something that can happen that brings you protection through official capacity, okay? So if you've been nervous about, well, like for instance, okay, here's a good one. Well, my roommate's moving. Should I have them, make sure that right away they put the new roommate's name on the utilities they're supposed to cover? Yes, because that can really protect you, and that's something that can bring you good luck, okay? So whatever, I know we can get a little nervous when it comes to like paperwork or government agencies or things that are very official, but this is saying when you handle it right away or go and do it, you're immediately going to feel the relief of like being protected in the situation, okay? So even if we don't really like, because this say on one hand you might be like cut down the system, which I totally hey divine rebels. At the same time, there are certain things that we have to realize we gotta comply with, right? So yeah, this you might be like, should I get this covered for my business? Should I just do it? Yes, go ahead and do it so that you're already covered. And then, especially the energy, the mood you're going to move into here. We have like the Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords kind of energy here. And again, those are kind of a little square because it's like the rebel who wants to be free and do certain things. And then it's like, okay, doing things the way they need to be done traditionally. However, I can see them coming together to get you the results that you need, okay? And being able to take care of yourself or take care of others as well. So don't be afraid, well, is it going to step on everyone's toes if I tell them, well, if you're going to stay here, I want to actually write up a contract that we agree that you stay for 3 months. No, go ahead and do that. Whatever are those official contracts, it is going to bring you some relief and some release, and therefore some luck is also going to come in. That will be good as well, okay? Let's go ahead and get some any other further messages here from Oracle. It's a new moon in Capricorn. It makes sense because this is Capricorn. Capricorn, actually, people don't realize how many Capricorns are not about corporations and governments. Just because they rule them it doesn't mean that Capricorns are all for them. When I'm on the front lines of different movements, there are a lot of Capricorns, a lot, because Capricorns truly in their energy are universal signs, okay? They're higher vibe signs, and they're about wanting to have systems that work for everybody on the planet and to have the best realm built, the best, kind of, they want the matrix, to not exist in a toxic way, for us to function in a healthy way globally on the planet, right? As earth signs, that's the higher vibe energy of Capricorn. So, I can see where this is coming from the new moon in Capricorn, but we did discuss how Capricorns can be very misunderstood. So if you're like, how is this coming from a new moon in Capricorn? That's how, especially because the moon is moving into connection with Pluto right now. We have Garlic, Repel, okay? We have Knight of Pentacles. This is still the same pile. I just want to pick some extra cards here for you. And we have the Nine of Wands. Yes. So again, there's the energy that by connecting with your sense of work and like doing what needs to be done, you're able to protect yourself from external forces that would try to give you a problem, okay? And therefore avoid some kind of trauma and go into luck, all right? So yeah, they're saying again, some of you might view this as like, well, that's a black crown chakra. I get this, I'm in Pisces. Like, I just want to be spiritual. I don't want to deal with things on that level, right? They're saying no, by focusing on how things are in this realm and understanding how to handle that so that you're not going to be caught up. It's like, this is what they keep showing me. I hate to do kind of like police examples, but let's say you get pulled over by the cops. If you just have your IDs right there, that is going to save you a certain amount of issues. You know what I mean? By having, okay, here's my paperwork, here's my ID. Um, so sometimes you just want to have certain things like that so that you're better protected. Not because, anything that this person's going to do should be allowed and they should be allowed to act a certain way, but it just helps you help you. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy they're talking about for this group that they want you to pay attention to in your life, okay? So that way you might be saying, well, I don't want to do that. It's not what I want to do. I don't want to address these things. I don't want to have to pay attention to my taxes for my business. So they're saying, but if you take care of that, all the good luck that you got the foundation of what you need to handle in the earth realm taken care of. So look at it that way, okay? All right, let's move on to group two. And this is an Aquarius crystal too, so I can tell y'all like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. Also, they just showed me a gender fluid card here. That can also be when we talk about paperwork that can protect you. That can also be if you need to go and get papers confirming who you are. If you need to get your papers of your name change, you need to get your paperwork that shows for you your correct gender identity. Those could be things that, although it sucks to go through that process and you shouldn't have to go and prove nothing, if you get those things done, it can protect you later on where you're able to say, hey, right here, now leave me alone because boom, here's all my paperwork. I said what I said. All right. So that's what we got for that pile. Okay, orange calcite. Let's get you the Mormon cards. What are, whatever the messages your good spirit crew have in a good way for your messages here for orange calcite for this new moon in Capricorn afterglow. We do ones leading up to it. We do ones after. Energy still here, of course. Those are the bunnies in the background, by the way, if y'all don't know. And they've just decided that when I'm working, they want to be super loud and heard. So that's what it is. Okay, so we have the fish, which in this deck they don't put so much emphasis on business because she did create a different card specifically for business, and I like that. Maybe because I'm a Pisces and we're the sign of the fish. But this one she ties more to kind of like happy, lucky memories and things of that nature. But we do have a little. We'll go into it. Okay, so we have the boat. We got a lot of water here, so you could be dealing with water signs: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the letter here. Okay, let's see. 10 of spades, 7 of spades, king of diamonds. Okay. hmm Definitely there could be some messages coming in. You guys could have, this could be that Mercury retrograde energy. We have Aquarius vibes here as well. You could be having definitely some messages coming back that are a blast from the past for sure. You could be having where there is some kind of something that you thought was done that gets reintroduced. I do feel like this is going to go in your favor though. It's going to end up being a positive thing. This could be where something new happens, a new conversation or new paperwork or something, and it ends up casting the past in a better light. So maybe you don't look back on certain things with the energy that you did. So whether this is, let's say, an apology, or whether this is resolving something currently that makes you look back on the past years with more relief instead of anguish and frustration that something wasn't achieved or done that should have been. There's some kind of relief here. This also can be nostalgia and this like return energy as well. For instance, sometimes, let's say if we're at a distance, we're in a long distance relationship or we're away from home, we can hold certain tensions or fears or frustrations and only have nostalgia to kind of dwell on. But then once we return, that happy energy can come back, right? We're like, oh, I wasn't really mad at my cousin. I just missed them. You know what I mean? So there's this kind of energy that communication and reconnection is going to bring a lot of happiness and joy coming back around. Some things that people might have been avoiding or been very kind of, I don't know, fatalistic about, they might realize, especially if you're dealing with an earth sign, because to be honest, what all that I just said really applies to earth signs. Um, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgos, they're very much like that. They can pull away from friends just because their friend's going to move away, which doesn't make sense if you're not an earth sign, but to earth signs it does, okay? So those are things that could be changing for you if those have been dynamics that are going on. hmm I do see that if there is something that, again, this isn't like hardcore business idea because in this deck she has a different card for the marketplace. However, if there's something that you've been like, oh, it's kind of a hobby, could I kind of make some money off of it? Should I move forward? Should I go with it? I feel like that if you say yes and you move forward on something that you've been kind of drawing up on your plans, I think that you're going to get that Three of Wands quicker than you think. There's going to be a better response and things are going to move forward in a good way. If you need some kind of documentation to travel, I do believe you will be able to achieve that as well, and that will be something that can be coming about. So let's see your further cards here from the potluck. I told y'all. It said ignore the King of Cups reverse point blank. So if this person from the past, and look, that is a water sign too, is trying to slide in, or you're the water sign, this person trying to message in. They said if this person they weren't good in the past, they're not good in your future. Okay, so now it doesn't hurt. Don't open old wounds. We even have a Knight of Cups reverse. We have Kicking Back by Mila J. She said, look, I'm kicking back, I'm riding back, and I'm good. What do they want? They only want the Okay? No, no, no. No, no, no. They said don't be a fool. They're going hardcore. They said do not message this person back. Look, oh my gosh, y'all, message me reverse. Your card said what they said. They said do not, I repeat, do not go back to this person from the past. On any circumstances. Don't be flattered when they message you, okay? Yes, for some of you, this could be a connection to the 213, all right? So, look, they said not using mine. They said they're going to come through and say, hey, no, 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 no. Ooh, okay. So, that's your message for this group. They said and so forth. They gave me a blank card, and so on and so forth. All right, group 3 over here. If you chose the Peach Moonstone, are y'all awake? What's going on? Are y'all tired? Trying to find a better background. Just me and the bunnies awake in the world right now. There's all these early birds. All these early birds always talk all this smack. I'm up at 5 a.m. Where's all these early birds in the world at? Here we go. Peach Moonstone. What are your messages? Afterglow for the new moon. All these transits we got going on at the same time. What's going on for your new moon afterglow? Okay, throwing cards. We got the moon card. And Lenormand, oops, dropped one. We have the crossroads. A lot of twos here. There's 222. We have 34. Okay, we got the fish again. To me, this is saying you need to decide, do you want to be like kind of like happy and floating in a bubble, or do you want to be real? Like, do you want to create for yourself? Do you truly want to get to the depth of your creative ability, artistic ability, your emotional connection you can have with others, your psychic ability? Like, are you really going to do that or not? It's kind of the energy. Or do you really just like a little buzz from it? Do you really just like, some kind of warm fuzzy thoughts of being your fuller self, but you ain't really going to do all that, right? Kind of reminds me of how a lot of people utilize tarot. They don't want to, like, they've really rebranded tarot as like a very superficial thing nowadays, which usually people had some fear back in the day because they knew you were going to get the truth if you came to tarot, right? But now it's just like, ugh, I don't think this is accurate because I just want a little cotton candy buzz and you didn't tell me what I want, and I'm addicted to what I want in these readings. So unsubscribe, right? So there's this kind of energy. You could be doing this to yourself in other areas. And it might not be tarot. It might be, certain, like with your hobbies, with your talents, with your skills, with your interests. So this is kind of like, are you going to only go for just moments of brilliance with yourself and moments of living as who you are? Or are you really going to dig in and live full-fledged as who you are? Like you are at the crossroads right now. Right now, okay? Um, and that is the question that 2022 is asking of you. What are you going to do? Okay, it's time. And that's Capricorn, right? Capricorn new moon. They say, no, you need to pick a path. You need to know which road you're going down because you need to build upon that. All right? Each day begats where you're going. Each step informs what road you're on. So, very Capricorn thinking for sure. And they're saying that's what this new moon is singing over here for you. And this is Eight of Hearts. So I'm going to attribute these to the tarot counterparts, okay, for the moment. So that's saying, Eight of Hearts is that Eight of Cups, walking away from what we don't need to be connected with anymore, what doesn't serve, like truly, what truly doesn't serve our spirit and our emotional self. Not just what we don't want to hear, but whether it is hard or not, detaching from what does not work with us and moving towards our fuller self. So you are really asked to do that right now and to kind of figure out what your wishes are. I do feel like there could be some interference from romantic interest, so your idea of how to get a romantic interest and things of that nature. Yes, bottom of the deck we even have the cross, so the crossroads and the cross. um so there could be some kind of, even kind of karmic energy or kind of burdens, obligations, restrictions, that either you're placing upon yourself or coming from external circumstances. I actually feel in this case that if you choose to be more authentic with yourself, you will actually alleviate that burden off your back. It could be that certain karmas are only there when we're at certain levels of understanding and when we're circumstances. When we leave those circumstances, therefore, they don't apply, right? It's like if you're in certain ceremonies, let's say like religious ones, right, with the cross. So then if you're agreeing to those ceremonies, then certain things will apply to you within their world, within their text, within their ceremonies, right? But if you leave those because you say, well, this isn't working for me, this is really not healthy, then you're going to go back into your universal self in a way. And there's still things that apply to us, right? There's still certain themes, and we always want to work to be a good person, but you guys understand it's not the same as like a very specific ceremony that has certain rules, regulations, and punishments, okay? So here you need to decide, do you want to have flashes of who you are within very close fist circumstances, social dynamics, etc., because you feel like, well, at least I know a few ways, right? We got that earth energy again. At least I know a few ways to be successful, so I don't care if I'm going to be miserable, I'm going to stay in it. Or are you going to go to truly go into some fulfillment, to live more honestly, authentically with your gifts, your talents, your emotions, your heart as who you are? And we have master number 22 here. Really ascend during this year, 2022, into a greater path for yourself. So let's see what's going on with the potluck cards and what else we have here from this afterglow of this full moon. Okay, we have adventures. So they're saying yeah, I could already feel that in the way that the reading was coming through. They definitely hope that you will stop. We have indecision reverse. We have adventures here. They're definitely hoping in your spirit crew that you will lean into the more adventurous side, but the side of really claiming yourself. Okay, do you really love them? Watchful, put away the clothes. So this is kind of saying real love is going to be work, okay? I show up for myself in the world. It's not going to be just comfortable. It's not going to be easy. We have Capricorn card here, which is called Ascension in this deck instead of the world. Um, Beauty. I definitely get for you guys the transit you're probably most feeling is this what we're in right now, the moon conjunct Venus in Capricorn. We have more Venus cards, Two of Swords. So I really feel like energies of caring about physical looks and not wanting to be friend zoned and wanting to have a relationship could be what is really limiting you guys. We have the Six of Wands reversed and the Six of Wands upright. They say you could win or you could not. So letting you know point blank, one of these is not like the other. One path takes a little bit more showing up for external people, actually participating in the world, being who you are. One path, maybe you go ahead and you get one little scallywag to lay up under, okay, and tell you you're pretty sometimes, and you're closing out your whole life for that. To be honest, it really gives me the vibes of someone who's going to settle and marry someone who they're not even truly fulfilled and happy with just because they want somebody and because they feel like that's what they're supposed to. Social dynamics jumped out right now, versus going and taking the adventure of being themselves, working their talents, working their skills, and learning how to love a greater capacity, and have a whole community of people who are authentic and receptive and find somebody who will love them full fledged. So that's the challenge you're up to that the new moon Capricorn wants to bring to you. Peach Moonstone, you pick this crystal. This is about a community where we can be raw, bare, naked, be who we really are, and have love. And it's that moon energy, right? Moonstone. So you're definitely being pushed to let go of shallow relationships and one-dimensional dynamics and branch out. Okay. All right. So let's see. We're on Monday, early in the morning. No one wants to chat. No one's exchanging. Ain't nobody hitting the like out of all these people I see coming through here. Come on now. Come on now. Let's not be like that. So I'm going to go ahead and click off. All right. Thank y'all for coming through. I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye.